Namaste. Don't ever use that.
Yo, what up YouTube? Back with another video today. Today we're gonna be using this torque wrench, 3/4 inch. We're gonna be removing the flywheel on this engine that we got right here. It's torqued down to 360 foot-pounds. So we're gonna try to see and do our best to remove this thing. So the part number for this for the torque wrench is gonna be right over here. It is 57309. You can rent it out at AutoZone. About 350 bucks plus tax. Get your money back when you return it within 30 days of whenever you use it. Keep your receipt. You don't want to be stuck with this in case you try to forget your number for the warranty, all that BS. So just stay tuned, guys. We're gonna be breaking this thing loose. We're gonna be installing the rear and the front seals to the engine, and then we're also gonna be installing the
Pulleys.
The pulleys, lightweight pulleys, water pump, thermostat, and then the pilot bearing and the needle, the pilot bearing, and then the seal that goes inside of there as well. So also going to be reinstalling the clutch and the flywheel counterweight. So stay tuned for this video, guys, and just follow along.
Shit, nothing can stop us now. No man. Got it?
Yeah, fool, I'm fucking mechanical.
Are we gonna start it so we can have that badass? You ever seen when they drain it with the engine? They start the engine. That way it has. So, we spent the entire weekend working on this thing, and when we went to edit the video, there was no audio. So, nobody's fault. The microphone failed. We had to get a new one and everything. So, for your entertainment, we put it all back together, and we're here on a work day, on a normal work day, not a dream work day, you know. And we're gonna take it all apart again, just so you can see how much time we wasted.
So just like that, guys, we're gonna struggle all over again and take this thing off. All right, guys, we got the tool from, I believe it's Mazda to remove the flywheel, the flywheel stopper tool. Looks like this little guy right here.
Is that the part number?
The part number is 49-220T as in turbo, B as in
B series.
B series VTEC. It's gonna be super easy to do it. Just gonna slide this thing over these little holes. It's gonna just guide right in. You line up your flywheel. It's gonna line up like that. And then once you do that, little guy, just thread these guys on. Looks like a 5/8 or 5/8, 5/16, looks like, or 13 minutes, yeah, 5/8.
But it doesn't have to be crazy tight.
You need to hold it. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. For now, you can just do that.
Yeah.
Let's see if this little guy will loosen this thing up. Don't think so.
No way. Try the other one.
Ain't no way.
No, it's dead.
He's junk. Do not buy OEM.
No, let's do the breaker bar.
Do not buy OEM power tools from AutoZone.
Always have the strong one hold the motor.
Yep.
I don't even know where I'm gonna hold this from.
Stand on it. Fuck.
Oh my god. Fucking alternator moving on me.
Are you ready? Ready?
Stop.
No.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn. How are you gonna do this? Make sure it gets my face so when the breaker bar breaks, it slaps me in the face.
Like that?
No!
Hello?
I don't know.
Oh,
That was scary as hell though. Woo! was scary. But now we know. All the pray bars, one 80 in the front, the other one in the back.
How a rainbow's made. Just does. And just like that.
So that right there that you just saw was the only clip that we had. And now that you're all caught up, let's get back to the same routine. So it's very important to put Loctite on everything to make it extra hard to actually take everything apart.
And if you have to do this again, it's not fun when you just put red Loctite all over it.
Yeah, look, there's Loctite in there. So just like that.
That's how easy it is. So everybody's struggling all the time to have to remove all these flywheels on these rotary engines. Just like that easy. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and install basically the rear main seal, what you want to call it, and then we're gonna do the front engine cover seal or the front main seal, whatever people want to call them at the auto parts stores with all these confusions. And then we're gonna do the water pump, thermostat, and all the lightweight pulleys.
What do you think of that? Every tool for every job. That's what we have in this job here. I know I have the right tool for this, but it's probably somewhere in my dad's house. It's like a little hook.
It's not at my house.
My real dad.
Not my house.
We use nothing but white towels here, so you know that we're actually getting dirty. It ain't just, you know, CGI stuff. Yeah, so Joseph only likes to use OEM Mazda parts. This one is a rear main seal, part number N3H1-10-508.
And for all the rotary heads out there, do not buy this at AutoZone or Rock Auto because they sell it at AutoZone for like 58 bucks. And then Rock Auto wants like 20 bucks plus shipping when the dealer has it for 18 bucks. And that's only because of $5 Canadian tariff. Oil for the fuel? Around the edge of the fuel?
Grease?
Yeah.
Grease or, yeah. I don't know.
I use oil. I think oil would be better.
Where's that bucket of oil?
Oh, there's
No, the good one we just got. The one we just pulled out of this big motor.
we were trying so hard not to say rig. Yeah.
What is this? Premix?
Oil.
You want to put premix in that?
Today we're going to be using Multo V800 premix or two-stroke oil, which is an ester-based two-stroke oil for all those E85 people that want to run premix inside of their cars. Then you run that ester-based stuff, or else it's not going to blend properly.
Bring me my purple purse.
Orange one?
Yes, my. Oh yeah, I said purple. My orange purse. Please don't hit it with an actual hammer. Because you will smash it, you will break it. Good, no? Is it flat?
No, mom.
Is it flat? If you don't like to replace the pilot bearing and you want to risk it, that's on you completely. I totally understand. But it's better to just replace it. It's only a few bucks. And it keeps the shaft on your transmission perfectly centered. It prevents clutch chatter, you know, uneven wear of your clutch, and it'll save bearings in your transmission. It makes a big difference. Trust me, I know, because I have changed transmissions on my car before, and I didn't change the pilot bearing because it said should be fine, and the whole damn thing vibrated really bad, and the transmission only lasted like another year. So put a new bearing every time, and put a little bit of grease on the input shaft, right on the tip. Make sure it, you know, has good support. That's all it does. It just holds the front of the transmission. We're gonna use this Johnny here. Come on, man. Come on, get it straight. Easy. Piece of cake. It only took us one try. So
while we were off camera the first time, we actually removed the needle bearing, and only the cage, the little bird cage with the needles and the seal came out. So luckily enough, we were smart enough to just purchase this tool and keep it and not rent it out. So we have the tool here to be able to remove it the right way.
Now for pilot bearing, Joseph decided to go with the Koyo brand. Part number 15B TM2016C-2.
So just so everybody knows, the Koyo is the manufacturer, the OEM manufacturer for the Mazda bearings and seals. So that's just where I was able to find the cheapest. I believe I got it on Parts Geek, and I don't have an affiliate link, but I'll link it below. And then the seal, I got it on Mazda Tricks, I believe. So I got that with the Flywheel tool, and then the installer tool for the pilot bearing, and then the seal as well. This is the tool you're going to be needing to install the pilot bearing and then the seal. So it has a collar already on it, so you don't go too deep. They are specific to the depth of how far it needs to go, so it has the proper amount of play within the shaft, no diddy. So also for the seal as well.
Look how beautiful that looks in there. Oh, let's get a good angle. Oh, brand new. Oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. Oh. This tool basically, it holds the collar so you don't crush it, and you go until it bumps in. It's at the perfect depth and everything. You'll hear the noise. You hear that? That's it. So on this, one side has metal, the other side has rubber. The rubber is gonna sit against the pilot bearing. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was out of frame. Rubber side, metal side. You're gonna put the metal side against this. And it's gonna sit the rubber side against the pilot bearing. That way it seals it up from any debris or anything like that. That's it. Brand new pilot bearing installed. Trust me, the tool is well worth it. You can probably get it done with a socket, but this one has the proper amount of input, so you don't put the pilot bearing way too far in that it's not gonna sit on the transmission properly. Because this is basically like the input shaft of your transmission, so it needs to be the proper depth. Alright, so Joseph is a big maintenance guy. So we're gonna replace the thermostat and the water pump. I tell him not to, but
You also told me not to do the rear main seal until he said, yeah, it's a good idea. I didn't have faith in it.
I did it. But I wasn't gonna admit that.
So again, the thermostat we're gonna use is the ICHIBANJDM brand. They're the OE manufacturer for all Mazda and Toyota parts. So look at this beefy little bad boy right here.
Please don't use fail-safe thermostats. I freaking hate people who use fail-safe thermostats. If that thing gets a little too hot one time, that is it. That is gone. It will never work again. Just get a normal one, and replace it whenever you start seeing your temperature not cooperating as it should.
So the factory coolant that these use is a green FL22 coolant. It's supposed to have like no dyes and no silicates. There's a specific silicate that it doesn't have. Considering that this is pink on the inside, it makes me believe that they're running some sort of super coolant, like a VP Racing or like an AMSOIL coolant, or some sort of additive inside of the coolant that turns it a different color. So it's still kind of going back to my conclusion that whoever maintenance this engine really knew how to maintenance a rotary engine. Smells good. Yeah, and then looking at that thermostat right there, all the part numbers and everything on there looks identical to this one. So considering that all of the thermostat and water pump and all the parts are OEM on this engine, really starting to make me believe that this thing is extremely healthy, and all the parts that I'm getting are accurately correct to the OE manufacturers.
We got a race car engine.
Arigato. Let that pink coolant dripping off.
That is very pink.
Yeah.
That is a cool color.
So if anybody knows what kind of coolant this is, the pink stuff, holla at me down below in the comment
Yeah,
section.
put it in the comments.
Yeah, let us
We
know
have
in the
no
comment
idea.
section.
Hey, we'll run it. We'll buy it. We'll ship it from Japan overnight, and we'll run that coolant. Maybe it's better.
Yeah, we'll see
Yeah,
what
but
it is.
if somebody knows what it is, let us know what it is. We'll order some. If it's better than green coolant. If it's the same, we ain't gonna do it. It's just not worth it. Let me see it.
I'll do it right now. Just you do that.
No,
You do
I
that,
just wanna-
I'll do this.
I just
There
want
is
to see
play in
the
the
water
shaft.
pump
There's-
itself.
I'm gonna pull these out so I can put them in the cleaner.
Everything?
Yeah, I guess. There is play in the shaft of the water pump. Slightly. Like ever so slightly.
Say it. You're tripping.
Say it.
But there is coolant there. Say it.
Say it.
Say it. I agree.
Say it.
Always change it. I always say the same thing. I'm a big maintenance guy.
I can kick your ass.
I'm a maintenance guy. You know this.
So, just to sum it down, guys, I've been telling Ivan the whole time of me buying all these parts.
I never said no.
He never said no, but he was always like, there's no need for it.
There. I never said no.
There's no need to change these parts.
I never said no.
But anyways,
Anyways, it would have failed immediately because it's already pink on the outside, so it would have leaked.
yeah.
Yeah, see, I was right. Maintenance. Key.
Yeah, it's like, there's two types of people. There's Ivan, and then there's the buy once, cry once. And then Ivan just says, nah, just run it. We'll make another video.
We're not. People like watching us. We're quite a YouTube sensation. Might as well take it all off.
I would wait till we're not gonna do it. No, let's wait till we're not gonna do it
You
yet.
put it over there with the other one.
Just wait till we're not gonna do it right now. Let's focus on all this stuff in the front and then this stuff right in there. We'll worry about that whenever we're gonna talk.
So on these water pump bolts, you're gonna want to do 13 to 18 foot-pounds, and there's no real sequence. So just kind of do a star pattern, and it should be good. It's fine.
Zoom, zoom.
It's fine. Who cares?
My shoes here. My weasel.
Start from here and that bolt. Come on.
So here and here?
Yes. Piece of cake. Woo! Oh, there's a lot of coolant in this thing still. Okay, so one of the things you need to know about this thing is that it has, what kind of bearing is it? I forget what it's called. If we look it up or whatever, we'll put it on the bottom of it. We'll spell it out. But it's a certain type of bearing, and it sits like on a little lip on the E shaft. And if you take this out and you don't pay attention and it falls off of that little lip, you will ruin the motor when you put the new pulley on. So the best way to do it without any risk is to put the motor facing up. Obviously, if you're doing it in your car, be very careful. You can do it, just be very careful and make sure that that needle bearing is not off of that lip, because if it falls forward a little bit and when you put the new one and you tighten it up, you're basically gonna crush the bearing and then you're gonna send metal to your whole motor, and that's done. So don't do that. You're right. It's stuck. Scared me a little bit, not gonna lie.
Huh?
Mind your business.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
Scared me a little bit. 'Cause I was holding on to it and then it like popped out. This is your timing. Do not install this wrong because it will go backwards probably. I was gonna say boom, but it'll probably go backwards. Ah, you were messing with. Ooh, forgot about that part. Hey, you're so insensitive. You gotta go slow. This is for something. Put it back the same way. Look at that. Just needed some leverage.
Look at that fucking oil pump gear right there, all that shit. What the fuck? Scared the fuck out of me.
Oh my god, that was so scary.
That scared the fuck out of me. What am I name?
And the only reason why we're changing this, we're going through this whole process, is because on the motor that's still in the car, it was starting to leak already. So we don't want to be dealing with that same issue and then risk of having to change it inside the car. We much rather do it now. We're making a mess, but we got a mess here, and now we're not putting the motor in risk.
And then again, whenever you remove that front pulley and all of the gears in the front of the engine with the car on, with the engine in the car, you have a chance for all of those little thrust washers basically to get off that alignment basically. And if you do that and it gets off alignment, then you have to basically disassemble the engine, the front cover, and then take the engine out anyway. So you might as well do it now that you have it all out. Boom.
But see, we're using that for the water pump.
And just like that, the mess is all clean. So now we're gonna go ahead and start on doing the flywheel, and we're gonna do the counterweight. We're gonna torque these all down. The flywheel bolt, the counterweight bolt gets torqued down all the way to 291, all the way to 360 foot-pounds. So we're gonna use the big torque wrench for that.
We're gonna do 360.
And then we got the bolts that go from the flywheel to the counterweight. Those are gonna be torqued down at 45 foot-pounds. And then the pressure plate bolts are gonna be going down to 19 foot-pounds. So just stay tuned, guys, and we're gonna go ahead and just skim right through this.
Huh? We're not recording. What are we here for? It's a relationship if we're not recording at this point. A hidden one, like everything. I like to put a little bit of grease so it doesn't tear up the seal.
So again, for the 100th time, it goes to 360 foot-pounds. So anywhere from 290 to 360.
For the 100th time, the first time with audio. Oh, I'm gonna mess up that pulley right now.
So to hold the eccentric shaft from rotating, we're gonna go ahead and install the flywheel holding tool. The part number is 49220TB. Ordered on Mazda Tricks. I'll link it down below. They're specific to the model vehicles. All Rx-8s are the same, but the FDs and FCs are a little bit different. So what you'll do is you're just gonna go ahead and install the flywheel, and then you're gonna hand tighten all of the counterweight bolts, flywheel 2 counterweight bolts, and then once we're all done and torque everything down, then we'll go ahead and do the rest of it.
Goddamn, you hit me in the eyes. We're gonna snug this up to a solid 360. I hope we don't slap each other in the face with it. Boom! Just like that. Easy, anybody can do it.
And that's it. Now we're gonna torque down the flywheel bolts, 45 foot-pounds. Flywheel to the counterweight. Yeah, they always put a little bit of oil on all of the like brake rotors and flywheels and stuff like that. That way, as it's sitting on the shelf in their warehouses, they don't rust. So it's just there to protect it. So just remove that. If you don't remove it, you're gonna crystallize and glaze up that new clutch or brake pads, whatever you're doing.
It looks clean, but it's not clean.
All right, guys, we got the ACT clutch disc, and then we got the heavy-duty ACT pressure plate. Big shout out to Tick Performance for supplying these parts.
All right, so on the crank pulley, it goes to balance on it.
It goes to about I think the specification said like 188 to like 216, so we're gonna just go to 200.
Right in the middle.
Hit it with the one time.
No.
That's why.
We hit it with the Dug as you saw earlier. We wanted to verify it. It's tight enough. All right, so now we're moving over to the workbench. We're gonna finish putting together our intake manifold, and we're gonna show you some things. The gears on the SDI?
No.
VDI?
No. For what?
For this?
No.
No.
So these are the shutter valves.
Shutter valves. So the gears of the shutter valves are plastic and metal. So you need to be careful on what you put for lubricant. What we looked up is that you need to add a silicone lubricant. So that's what we're gonna do. Temperamental. It just needs to make sure that it has enough. You don't want to go in dry, because then that plastic, it's like a Teflon material, so it'll wear out with that metal one. So you just want to make sure it's wet and get rid of any overdue or over residue or overspray. I don't know what. I can't smoke. I'm a little sleep deprived. You can't really get them wrong. You can't. It won't fit if you put it on this side because it has a angle on the little arms. So you're just gonna put them in there, and you're gonna use a little 7mm bolt. We're putting a little drop of little Loctite on it, just because we don't want that ending up in our motor or engine, according to Joseph. You have to be very careful because these can strip very easily. They're just snug. The most important thing of all this is remembering where everything goes. Oh, I can't put it.
So on the VDI, inside the intake manifold, there's like a brass collar that this sits inside of right here. So what I did is I went ahead and just put a little bit of like lubricant on it. I just used gun oil. It's made to clean, lubricate, and protect. If it's good enough for a gun, it's gonna be good enough for your intake manifold. So the inside is brass, so it should be fine even if you don't put anything, but if you have something, it's not gonna hurt it, and it'll probably help it out in the long run. Another thing that I also did is I went over to the Mazda dealership and I bought 2 new gaskets for the SSV and for the VDI. This is gonna be the part number that you guys are gonna need for those gaskets, and they look like this. They look like these little
like stamp metal.
Yeah, they're like stamp metal gaskets. They weren't expensive. They were like probably like $6 a piece, so it's not worth it to just try to reuse them and then have to remove all of this in your intake manifold, or sometimes even your engine. If you have to do the intake manifold and SSV all over again, it's not worth it to just risk it, honestly, for like $5. One
of the things that you have to remember for sure is the gearing for the sensor is for these valves are over here. You have to make sure that you twist the pulley. I'll show you once I put the gasket on it again, but it needs to be rotated all the way clockwise if you're looking at the back of the gear on the outside of it, of the intake manifold.
So on the SSV valve, you don't want to, I mean you can, but you don't want to stick this in there all the way dry. Again, I put a little bit of gun oil, or I even put a little bit of gun oil this time on this collar right here that's gonna go inside of the slot for the SSV. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be using, just put it on my hand. Just put it over there. So now what I'm gonna do is I just got some of the 2-stroke oil. This is the Mazda Tricks bottle. Get them at MazdaTricks.com. Thank you, big shout out. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a little bit on my hand here, and I'm gonna just basically rub it on the SSV valve. That way it basically is lubricated all the way through, and it's not running dry as we're installing it and as we're turning it, and like just basically getting everything ready to go. This is the premix oil, so it's made to burn in the intake manifold. You don't wanna, you can't use regular engine oil, but of course you wanna eliminate the chances of it staying in the engine, creating carbon buildup, and especially if it's a synthetic oil, you don't want to use that at all because synthetic oils are not made to burn and burn off. So just use some of that, and then you can just let that right in. And then with the VDI, you really don't need to do that with this VDI, but if you want to, I guess you can, but I probably will just dry this off with a rag afterwards to make sure it's not excessively oily, and just eliminate that fact of eliminate the cause to do that. So now I'm gonna change out my gloves because they're extremely oily. Yay. Oh.
So this is the intake manifold. It's heavy. It's like a plate of metal. So just gotta make sure you put it on the correct side. This side goes towards the motor. This side goes towards the intake manifold. You can tell by where the gears sit and oh my god, I keep forgetting the name.
Shutter valves. The
shutter valves right on, right? Because you can't, it won't do it over here. So just make sure you put it right and bolt it down. The interesting thing about this, I've never seen it in any other car. This thing bolts up to the intake manifold and then just goes all together into the motor or the engine. I'm sure there's a torque spec for this, but I mean, it's not gonna, it's gonna get all sandwiched in to the engine anyways.
So now we're gonna reinstall the sensor that controls the shutter valves. So basically, again, make sure as you're installing it, just make sure the gear is all the way clockwise as you're installing this, or else it won't read properly, and then it'll just make it a mess.
Yeah, when this turns on and off, it resets itself every time. So you just gotta make sure it's all the way clockwise.
So one last thing, as you're installing this, whenever you're removing it, this gasket right here is gonna wanna come out. Just make sure it's gonna be flat all the way around, and then that way you guys have a sealed surface all over again.
So there it is, intake manifold assembly. Now let's put it back into the engine.
So now we're gonna go back to the engine, guys. We're gonna drop down, rotate the engine, and show you guys the rest of this. All right, guys, so we're back over here with the engine. We're gonna start reinstalling the intake manifold. We reinstalled the fuel rail just because that's what we did on the removal process of everything, but we are going to remove them all over again off camera, and then we're gonna go ahead and test out our new tool we got, the fuel injector cleaner and tester as well. So that's gonna be a whole separate video, stay tuned for that. However, right now we're gonna go ahead and reinstall the intake manifold, show you guys how to torque that down, reinstall just a regular oil filter on there for now as we're doing a break-in on the engine, and then going from there. One last thing, guys, it's not absolutely necessary, but I do highly recommend right before you reinstall your intake manifold, it's just kind of common practice, just go ahead and clean out the inside of where those shutter valves are going to be going inside of. They might not be that dirty. Again, like I said before, this engine we were suspecting that it's going to be very clean, and because due to the low mileage that it has. But again, we did suspect that they just left the intake manifold on the car. I think what really happened basically was that the owner of the car in Japan that must have had this vehicle blew their engine. They had their intake manifold, and when they swapped it out, they left their old intake manifold on the car, And the reason why we suspect that is because the gasket looks like it has like 200,000 miles. The rest of the engine looks like it has 10,000 miles. And then on the main thing is that when we remove the gasket, that black film that acts as like a tacking compound on the metal gasket, the MLS gasket, when we removed it, there was a lot of that black material that was gone from the gasket side and the engine side. There wasn't anything sticking, so there was a lot of it missing, which kind of suspects us to believe that there was a time previously where they've already done this more than once. So
engine side, intake side looks like it was never removed.
Yeah, the intake side looks really clean, like it's never been removed, like the new one we reinstalled. The engine side looks like this, and you can kind of tell that, you know, this would have been black all the way through, like our new one that we replaced.
And it wasn't stuck on the motor, so it must have stayed on the old one.
Correct. All right, once again, guys, I know you can't probably see me, but once again, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of oil. Oh, you better, guys. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on these little shutter valves. So we're just gonna lube these up just a little bit with some premixed oil or 2-stroke oil. Lucas will work, Idemitsu will work. This is just the stuff that I was running in my fuel beforehand. This is the Motul. I know. This is the Motul V800V. It's an ester base. The reason why I was running that ester base was due to the fact that I was running E85. And if you use the regular stuff as you're pre-mixing, when you're running E85, it's not gonna blend properly and it won't work. So you just suck up, when you start up your engine, on the bottom of your fuel pump, a ton of that premix, and you will have like a gallon of premix before you start sucking in fuel, and that'll suck, literally.
So right here, you just gotta line them up, put them in. Just gotta be nice and careful, make sure you don't damage your gasket, and just like that. She in. Oh, this engine did not have all of them. Yeah, we only took off 2. They only had the corners.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
Yeah, that I remember now. It only had 2.
Dude, you got the 10 back, you idiot.
Oh my goodness. Damn.
All right, guys, so now that we were kind of stressing out where the bolts were at, we couldn't find them. I know we had 2 of them when I kept them all together, so whenever we removed it, there was only a few of them on there. So there was a 2 on the corners, and then the 1 on the center here. There's one long one on the center. Let me go ahead and pull this one out so you know what I'm talking about.
I already showed them.
So this is the one that you want to go ahead and make sure that's in the center. Most cars, they'll have them all around the sides, but of course Rotaries don't do anything ever that's normal, so they're gonna be weird like that.
Yep.
So if you can't remove your intake manifold and you're reinstalling everything and you don't know why, that's the culprit.
Yeah. Either that or get a big enough crowbar, you'll get it out.
So I already pre-lubricated the seal here. So we're gonna go ahead and just reinstall this guy so it looks nice and clean, and then go from there.
Hand tight only, please. Yeah, we don't need no Hercules stuff going on.
So right now we're gonna just snug these up. We're gonna go ahead and once we remove my other engine, we're gonna leave a note somewhere on here with a wire tag to make sure that we do reinstall the remainder of these bolts and that we do torque them to spec. So that way we make sure that we don't do any of that mess up again. We're gonna test a few injectors that are on my engine. I'm suspecting these ones are gonna be better, only because on my car I was running E85 for a couple of years, and then on top of that the car's been sitting for about 1.5 years, so they're probably going to be all nasty and corroded. I'm sure we can clean them up. They were not stainless steel injectors, they were factory injectors, so we'll see how it goes with that. I might end up removing these secondary injectors, the 2 that are in the bottom of the main manifold that we can get to once we remove the top fuel rail. I'm probably going to do some aftermarket fuel injectors, some Injector Dynamics 1050X's that are stainless steel, and then I'm going to probably be doing Versatuner, so that way the ECU knows that we're running the bigger injectors as well. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video. Thank you everybody for watching, and those that stayed throughout this whole long video. It was a long process. We had to come back and back-to-back days after work and just finish editing the video because we ran out of night light. Yeah, so yeah, we pretty much installed those pulleys. Just to rewrap it again, we did the front pulleys, all of them, the eccentric shaft pulley, the tensioner, water pump pulley, alternator pulley. We're not tightening down the alternator pulley, we just mocked it up so that we can see what it looks like. We're gonna be using the one off my original engine that's in the car still, so we're gonna just leave it like that, swap it out later on. I just wanna see what it looks like. And then we did the front main timing cover seal, and then we did the counterweight, lightweight flywheel, the ACT stage 1 clutch, and a heavy duty pressure plate. So yeah guys, so you know, again, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and if you guys have anything else you guys want to see, just go ahead and let us know down in the comment section below. We just got a new fuel injector cleaner and tester. We're gonna go ahead and show a brief view, like overview of what we got going on with that. So stay tuned for that video as well, guys.
Really appreciate your patience. It is gonna be quite a long video, and we're all wearing different clothes every day because we lost all the footage. So we're coming every single day after work. It's 11 at night right now. So it ain't easy, but we're just getting it done because we want to put the video out. We don't want to just skip through it and put it all together and not show you guys what we're doing. It's kind of fun showing what, you know, what your toy can do, kind of thing. So thank you for everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and see you on the next one.